There was times where I was just laying next to a girl, her boyfriend would call her husband, and I was be laying there quiet, like while he's talking. I hear the whole conversation. I'm like, damn, this is so dirty. This is so grimy. But I don't want to say nothing. It ain't none of my business. Yeah.
But, yes. Nikki! What is the craziest thing you've ever done for love?
Boy, almost fight a girl for a man.
Oh my God, what happened?
Man, so I was with the guy. We was having a good night, and basically we had one too many drinks, and he called the girl to, hey, come pick me up. And I was like, don't call her, please. Please don't call her. It's going to be some shit. And he's like, I'm going to call her to come pick me up. And I was like, all right. So he calls her. She pulls up in her rinky-dinky car, hoopty. I was like, this her? All right, bet. So she comes up, oh, what you think you doing? Let him go. I'm like, I'm not even touching this man.
Was this your friend or was this a guy you was fooling with?
A guy I was fooling with.
Got you. So did you know that he was with this girl?
So that's a girl he used to talk to, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
So y'all weren't together?
No,
y'all
we weren't together. We were just fooling around.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get that piece.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, how the hell did this come? Okay.
Yeah. So it was a girl he was fooling around. He's like, yo, like, and so I knew he was drunk, but he's like, I'm finna call this girl. I was like, if you call this girl, please. I told him, please don't call this girl, because it's gonna be some shit. So he's like, I'm calling her. And so he calls her. She pulls up, her hoopty, fucking wheels almost off the damn car. I was like, damn, what year is this car? But I said, okay. So she comes out the car and she's like, what you doing with him, this and that? And I was like, look, don't come at me like this. Don't come at me. And then so I have my hand like this. And she's like, where the mic is, I have my hand like this. She's like, if you touch me one good time, I'm going to call the cops on you. I was like, you see my hand? I ain't touching you. But luckily, she told the guy, she's like, get in my car. And then they leave. And then that was that. But if she would have put her hands on me, we was going to have something. We was going to start some shit.
So would you say this was the craziest thing you ever did for love because you had deep feelings for this guy, knowing that he was still talking to people he had no business dealing with?
Yes, because if she would have put her hands on me, it would have started a war. And I don't condone fighting over a man, but at that point, I wasn't fighting over a man. I was fighting for my life because this girl came at me like she was going to do something. All right.
Hey everybody, it's your girl DJ with Playing for Keys podcast, and today I have JStanza and Nikki. Hi. Both are content creators. They talk about dating, relationships. JStanza is a rapper, an artist. You both are here for Dating Chronicles, where you give a funny, crazy, or lesson learned dating story. I'm going to bounce off of both of y'all, get y'all stories, ask a lot of questions. Okay. But before I do, I want to dig into just both of you in regards to how y'all got started into content creating and why. Okay. So I'll let you go first and then.
Basically, I was trying to build a following, and I didn't really know what to do. I was trying to find my niche, so I was just trying to see how I could be myself on social media. I wasn't gonna need like dances or anything like that, but you know, I've been dating for a while, dealing with women for a while, my whole life. So I just gave my perspective, and it just hit.
Got you. Okay. And then what about yourself?
So me, I did try the dancing route. That didn't go well for me. But I know I have a friend. I've been giving a lot of relationship advice to him. So I'm like, well, I'm giving this to him for free. I might as well tell him the same advice that I give out to TikTok. And then it just kind of blew up from there. Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
So you said you wanted to build a following. Was it to build, get your music out there?
Yeah, just for the music. But, I mean, I guess I reached a lot of people. So I started getting DMs, say, hey, bro, I got a question, blah, blah, blah. So I just started reaching a lot of people. So I kept going.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. So what was your first piece of advice? Do you remember?
I think it was don't cheat on your girl. That was the first video I had. Then I just kept going from my own experiences. The video that really blew me up was it did 1 million on YouTube. It was 3 things I learned messing with women who had boyfriends or husbands. And that blew me up to 1 million.
I bet it did. What did you learn? And then I want to dive into yours and see what was the first piece of advice you gave.
From my experience, there was times where I was just laying next to a girl, her boyfriend would call her husband. And I was be laying there quiet, while he's talking. I hear the whole conversation. I'm like, damn, this is so dirty. This is so grimy. But I don't want to say nothing. It ain't none of my business. Yeah. So people really got onto that. I started talking about WhatsApp. You ever heard of WhatsApp?
Yeah.
So it's like an app. It's like you can do international calls and stuff. But I saw there was a lot of things that you could hide in there.
Ooh.
So that
For you, like, what advice? What was the first piece of blah, blah, blah. What was the first piece of advice you gave on TikTok?
My very first video was 3 ways that you know your girl is manipulating you. And that was my very first TikTok that I ever made, and it got like 800,000 views off of TikTok. I made the video not anticipating nothing. I was just like, hey, like I give this advice to my friends, so let me not, why as well put it on TikTok, and it got 8,000 views off rip. They're like, wow, you're a genius. Wow, like how did you know this? I'm like, wow, I didn't expect this. So that made me want to continue more with my TikTok.
So what was the 3 or maybe 1 or 2 out of that?
So 1, she gaslights you. So basically, oh, you don't make enough time for me. Like, oh, you hang out with more of your friends and more than I do. So she gaslights you a lot. And I think the second one was like she doesn't. She puts her career before your own, meaning like she doesn't try to like help you with your career, but she puts her career more above his own career.
Gotcha.
So basically, it was.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I can't remember the third one because I made it a long time ago. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm guessing your friend was dealing with somebody who he was putting time and energy to, but it just was, maybe it wasn't good enough for her.
Basically.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that's what I was wondering where those pieces of advice came from.
Yeah.
Okay. Dope. So what is the goal for both of you when it comes to just creating content? What's the goal?
Can you answer?
Just make it full time where I can like live off it, whether it be going to YouTube or the goal is to get the music out there. That's slowly that's a process. But in terms of the content, just make that full time.
Got you. That's dope. What about you?
Well, for me, like I would love for it to go more than what it is and for it to grow more and more, but I'm just trying to get people to understand, like, dating and relationships is a tricky slope. So, like, I feel like a lot of the information that we have on social media is, like, it's not good information. So I just try to give the best information I can. And if it goes somewhere, cool. If it doesn't, well, I tried. So.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are here for Dating Chronicles, where you give a funny, crazy, or lesson learned dating story. Who wants to go first? I'm going to ask that this time.
I'll go. Don't matter.
I bet. All right. Tell me a little bit about just your story.
Any story?
Any story.
I've dealt with a lot of crazy women.
Why do you feel?
But they don't start off like that.
They never do.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like
sounds about right.
They be going good. We kicking it. We do whatever. Whoopty whoop. All of a sudden, I'm getting like 55 missed calls in like 2 minutes.
55 missed calls
in like 2 minutes.
In 2 minutes.
In a 2 minute span, 55 missed calls. And I know because I got an iPhone say 55 right next to your name.
Okay, where? How did it get from? Were y'all spending time all of the time?
Yeah, like I'm a gentleman. Like I kick it with you. Like I'm upfront about everything I do.
Yeah.
I tell women straight up. I'm not looking for nothing serious at this moment. I just want to have fun, but I'm gonna treat you good. Yeah. We're gonna go out. We're gonna have a good time. I'm gonna be a gentleman, but I don't want to be your man. But it's to your face. So if you decide to play this game with me, it's on you. It's like if you sign a contract, you abide to the rules of the contract. That's the game. But then they try to flip it.
Got you. Okay, so
they want to get out of the contract.
Yeah, you being
no,
nice
you locked in. It's it's 360.
Okay. So why are they deemed crazy? Why do you
just the actions? Like, why would I call you? You call me once or twice. If I call you once or twice and you don't answer, okay, like I know you're gonna call me back.
Yeah.
Why are you calling me 55 times? Like, I'm not answering. Call me back. I'll call you back.
So, I know you. Okay, you say you're a nice guy, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you say you upfront.
I'm upfront to your face.
Upfront. Are you always upfront? Like even throughout the whole.
The whole thing.
Even while being a gentleman, you're upfront.
Yeah. 3D, up in your face, real talk. I don't got nothing to hide.
I mean, do you come off nonchalant? Do women say you come off nonchalant?
I am nonchalant.
So you think that's probably why they calling you 55 times?
I don't know why. I have no idea why. I have no idea.
Where do you think your nonchalantness come from?
Well, I was shy when I was younger. So I'm just usually quiet. But then when I get to know you, then I open up and show you who I am.
Got you.
So it throws them up like, oh my goodness, this guy is actually cool. And then a lot of people are thrown off by my appearance. I'm not trying to brag. They think I'm like mean. I'm a nice person.
Yeah.
And when you get to know me, I'm cool.
Yeah.
And I mess with everybody. I love everybody.
Gotcha.
I show love. So when you get to know me, like, okay, I was wrong about him. But then I pull it back and they can't handle that.
Got you. Have you ever dealt with a woman who, you got to know and they didn't call you 55 times?
Yeah.
How do you like those women compared to?
I love them.
You love them?
Yeah, I hate women that blow me up. Yeah, I hate it.
How can you tell the difference when you
just their
you pay
actions?
attention now?
Yeah, I pay attention. Just their actions. Like I deal with women. I've dealt with women who've been flown out. They deal with men at a higher level than me. So I like those women because they already know what's up. They're like, I come over, boom, boom, and then they go because they have other men to tend to.
Got you.
I mean, this is the point I'm at right now in my life because I'm trying to build myself.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't have time to invest so much because I'm trying to build who I am.
Got you. Have you always been that way?
No, I used to be a simp.
Hold on now. What is a simp to you?
A simp is a guy who just basically he invests something, but nobody wants what he's trying to do. So the woman's like trying to pull back. She's like, hey, I don't want you, but he keep chasing her.
Why would you say, because I don't believe, I hate how people use the word simp.
Right.
Would you say that you were just interested in the wrong women and you were chasing the wrong women?
Yeah, I was chasing women who didn't want me.
Why do you think that was?
I didn't know the game.
What's the game?
Dating is a game. Relationship is a game. Life is a game. It's always been that way. We just been clouded by no movies and music, so we didn't know.
What is the game to you? Because it seems like it's different to everybody.
The game is basically give and take, invest, and people just exchanging things for an outcome. So with women, what they do, they exchange their beauty for a man's investing into her. That's what they do. That's the game.
So you don't think that women are out here anymore not wanting to be with a man, just wanting their time, their energy?
They do.
They're not just on some
no, there's good women out here. Don't get it twisted. There's good women out here, but they want a good man. They want a successful man too. No woman wants to struggle. No woman wants a broke ass man. Let's be honest. Even the good women don't want that.
Have you dealt with a woman who was willing to tolerate a man who was building themselves?
Yeah, but that has a time limit on it. You never seen that clock that you turn it over and got the sand in it?
It depends.
You know what I'm saying? That got a time limit.
Yeah, it depends on.
It depends. Some women last longer. Yeah, they'll sit it but that depends too. Like a man could buy his time with a woman. You know what I'm saying? There's ways to buy your time.
How you buying time?
You beat that thing up. That buy your time.
No, it depends because for some women they don't care about
no,
they don't care about the dick like
women care.
Some women don't get dick like that.
And they be mad as hell.
Attitude
problems. They got attitude, but there's something wrong. Women care.
Not all women are like that.
A lot of women care. If you don't got your shit together, at least put it down in the bedroom. Do something. Right? You got to bring something.
You definitely got to, you got to.
You can't be empty-handed.
Okay, let me ask you this, because like you just said, you're an attractive guy, stuff like that. Would you say that you probably wouldn't have had to bring as much? Is that a myth that people believe for guys who?
Oh, yeah. Let's put this out there. Women don't treat every man the same.
Yeah.
When you're a good-looking man, you get away with a lot of shit. You get away with murder. Let's be real. Women tolerate a lot of shit from good-looking men.
Which is
but if you're a regular-ass dude, you got this amount of space to do some shit. For real.
So have you taken advantage of that in the past?
Of course. I know that.
Okay, have you grown from that, or where are you at with that?
Hell no, I'm still doing that shit.
At least you upfront.
I'm being real. That's the real. I know that I can get away with shit. When I was younger, hell no. But I know the game now.
So how do you play it now that you're older versus then? Because even back then, you were getting away with shit.
I'm honest. Women respect honesty.
Yes, they do.
They respect it. Women look at honest men like a damn king.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So when a girl was calling you 55 times, were you lying to some degree? Or are women still calling you 55 times?
No, she just crazy.
Now, in this day and time where they still calling you 55 times.
And they know up front what's up. Like I said, they want to flip the game. They want out the contract.
Yeah,
no, I'm the record label. I told you what it was. You signed the deal.
What do you think?
Women know the guys who ain't shit. Y'all know that. Y'all know you can look at a guy and be like, he ain't shit. But I like him. Something about this guy.
So do you play off of that?
I just thought that I played. That's the game.
But you said it's a game, so do you play off of that?
Of course.
That's terrible. Though.
It's not terrible. It's the reality. That's why we not solving none of these dating problems. That's why we're not solving nothing, because nobody wants to be honest anymore. We want to sugarcoat shit. If you tell people straight up what it is, then we can move forward.
I think women have a problem with trying to just, like you said, kind of flip the narrative, trying to change the person.
Yeah, they go into a situation accepting it. Now they want to come out of it. They want to change this guy into something that he can't gonna become unless he want to do it himself. Only God gonna change this man.
Right. Or him.
Or if he decides to say, okay, I'm done with this life. I want to do something different. But you just being fine, you got a big booty, you got a BBL, that shit's not gonna do nothing. It's not gonna do nothing.
If a woman was to come along, right, and you meet her, and you're in the mind frame that you're in, but she has her stuff together, or whatever her stuff together looks like to you, what does that look like to you? Would that flip anything?
No, it's on me.
That's what I'm saying. No.
I met women with their shit together. I met women who got degrees and shit. It's the same shit.
It's the same shit. If you wanted to, when would you want to settle down? Would it be when everything is together in your eyes?
When I'm together.
Yeah.
When I'm good, when my paper look good, when my life is good, I'm like, all right, I can go back. I can find my lady now.
So why be out here playing the game?
Why they want to play with me?
Why you want to play with
I don't go looking for it, I promise you.
I bet you don't.
I really don't.
But why do they want to? But why you want to play with women who could possibly call you 55 times?
I don't know they're gonna be like. That's what I'm saying. I have no idea it's coming. I have no idea it's coming. None.
What's the craziest thing a woman's ever done to you?
Chase me through the parking lot.
Yo, what happened? I would love to know this story.
I'm in the whip. I'm driving. I'm with another woman. So she catch me at the crib with another woman. How do I know this? She's sending me text messages of me with pictures of me hugging another woman. She's taking photos. So I feel like I'm on Cheaters or some shit. This really happened. I'm not lying. Knock on wood. For real. I pull up. I go to the Publix parking lot. She's chasing me. We stop in the Publix. I'm on the phone like, yo, why are you chasing me through the parking lot? I'm trying to drive. She cut me off. She cut me off. I can't get out.
What is this other girl doing in the car?
The other girl, she been gone home. So it's just me. I'm dolo in the car. I'm like, oh, I can't get out.
Oh, shit.
This really happened. Another time, I took this girl on a date. We get in an argument. She take her debit card. She throw it in my car. So she got a reason to come back.
This
really happened.
So you ain't, what if you was the type to rack up on her shit?
Well, she don't know that. I could have been. This really happened.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Now, I'm assuming you were a little younger then maybe. What do you at least try to vet these women out? And if you do, like you said, their actions, what actions are you looking for now that you probably wasn't looking for then?
Damn.
Because I feel like women put out there kind of what they're looking for, even if they try to make it look like, okay, I'm cool with going with the flow.
I'm looking at women who pretend like they're goody.
What is women who
like? Oh, I'm not crazy. You crazy? I'm not like that. You like that?
There's women who say they're not like that.
No, I like the women who are honest. Be like, look, like, I'm doing my thing. I just want some. I just want some loving for the night. I like those type of women because it's real.
Got you.
It's to my face.
Got you.
There's no games.
Okay. So
I like women who are doing like they deal with other guys.
So that's why you posted the YouTube video about. So you like women who deal with other guys, basically because you are not ready.
Because I'm not ready to settle down. So I don't want you all about me. Like I want my space. But when we kick it, we have fun. Cool. Go your way after that.
How are you gonna trust and find a woman when you ready to settle down?
I might never, but I'm willing to take the gamble because relationship is a gamble. It's a dice game. It's 50-50. It could work. It can't work. And I tell men all the time, you can do everything right as a man. You can be a good man. You can get a job. You can take care of your lady. You can do all that, and it still might not work.
Yeah, that's true. It still might not work.
It's the game.
It's a game, but we also can play the game smarter in who we choose to deal with.
That person can change over time.
People can change.
The person you married at 22, at 40, gonna be the same person?
No, not at all. But how do you change and grow with them? Is the question. Do you just stay the same? Do you not grow and change?
I don't know. I just feel like people get bored. They're like, I did this. I did my time.
So y'all spice it up together.
You can only do so many positions.
There's other ways you can
I'm just telling you. There's only so many positions you can do in this same. You know, as a woman, you be with a man so long, you know every move this man about to make in this bedroom.
Unless he, spice shit up. Because you
How?
can spice shit up. You can look, how many, there's other things in the sexual arena that I ain't gonna bring up.
I know, and I agree with you, but after you're like, all right, I know he about to turn me over at this time.
Do you get bored like that?
Do I get bored?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get bored. I be like, all right, I hit this girl so many times. What can I do? It's the truth. You know it's the truth.
No, if I really genuinely love somebody, then what you're saying is not the truth.
No,
now,
you can be in love. Mm-hmm. But that don't mean you're going to sleep with your partner. That's a whole nother topic, right?
That's a whole nother topic, but okay, because we not. But you asked me though,
right?
But okay, if I'm out there and I'm having fun and I don't care about the guy, I can agree with you.
I'm telling
you. But have you personally, you genuinely loved a girl?
Yes.
And not got bored with this girl?
Yes. And I lost. I'm telling you. You
lost.
Because I don't go off what women say. I go off what they react to.
Okay.
Because a lot of times it's just you're projecting. I want to see a response.
What if the response is not their real response?
It is a real response.
Sometimes it's not, though.
No, it's real.
Not everybody is just out there upfront, truthful like you and,
No, I think women know. Women know the real ones. You can look at a man's eyes. You can feel his energy. Women got to feel you as a man.
Yeah.
They got to feel you. It's not, a lot of times it's not what you say. It's just how you carry yourself. Like, I feel his energy.
Yeah. I can.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how y'all separate the two guys. You got the guy you put over here. He going to be my provider. And this is going to be my lover.
See, no,
that's the truth.
That depends on the woman now.
Right.
But it sounds like you talking about the woman you mostly deal with. Though.
Women know. They know. I know this guy right here. He gonna tear me up in his bedroom, and I know he gonna take me on to get some food, and I'm not gonna give him nothing.
So you telling me there's not a way a woman could feel both about one man?
Yeah, you want to take this guy and make him into that man. That's the goal. That's the goal.
It is the goal.
That's why they call it settling down, because you can't take this guy and turn him into nothing. So you got to settle for this guy. Settling down.
That's settling down. Well, there's a difference between settling down and settling.
Settling and settling down. You're trying to settle up, but you can't go up with this guy. So you got to go down with this guy. You're like, he all right. He'll do.
That's settling. That's not settling down.
To me, that's called settling down. I'm settling for this guy. I know he's a good man. I know he'll provide. But damn, I want this guy. You know that's true. You know that's true. You want him. You want that bad guy. I want him to be the man.
Why do I want that bad guy though? If you go to the psychological reasonings why I want that bad guy, it's probably due to the culture. It's due to just my upbringing of what
he make
the
you tingle.
Bad guy. But why does he make me tingle? Not in a good way, in a unfamiliar, toxic way.
Because he just.
So then the other guy who's good, who's quote unquote boring, I'm not used to that. And I think that's within the black culture specifically, that we're used to all of that toxicity. So of course the bad guy looks good because that's what we're used to. So you get the guy who's boring or who will provide or whatever. It's not what we're used to. It's unfamiliar. I don't know what the hell to do with that.
Right. It's like you'll have the guy who's selling. He's a bad guy. He's trying to be a rapper. He's hanging out with the homies selling dope. Then you got the guy who just graduated from Georgia Tech with his engineering degree. I guarantee you, majority of women are gonna line up for that guy, the bad guy. I promise you. You could do a poll. He tatted up. They know he an asshole. They know he ain't shit. Then they got the engineer guy. He got the glasses on. They gonna do that other guy.
The women who have grown, and the women who know who won't.
Grown women be out here too.
Grown women be out here too?
They do.
That's a fact.
They do.
But you speaking of a portion. You generalizing.
I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. I'm telling you, grown women be out here too. And it's not just younger women be out. The grown
women be out there too.
They be out here too.
I'm not disagreeing with you there, but I'm saying like where it stems from though is from. It's from what we're used to. So we're going to go to what we're used to. Right. But if you've grown and you've grown from that, and you understand that you want better.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even settling anymore. This is what I want. This is.
I think grown women want to be attracted to their partner too.
Why can't I be attracted to the engineer from Georgia State though?
Because he might not do it for you.
We're going to talk about that another day.
I'm just telling you.
Because that is a whole nother topic, a whole nother podcast. Because it's deeper into why he doesn't do it for you.
That's true.
So let me ask you, what would you say is the hardest lesson you learned just within dating relationships, period?
The hardest lesson I learned was guard your heart. Guard your heart.
Guard your heart.
Because at the end of the day, you're dealing with human beings.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we're like, all right, if I put a ring on it and I do this, it's going to work. That's not the case.
Okay, you learn from that.
Mm-hmm.
How have you learned to slow down your thinking and then try to move? Well, probably not, because like you said, you ain't settling down.
Yeah, I just don't expect nothing. I just go into it freestyle. Whatever happened.
Whatever happened,
it's
happened.
up. Yeah, I don't ask for nothing. I don't try to cuff nobody.
Yeah.
I just, hey, do you?
Do you feel like you move in this way because you got let down?
Yeah. I've been through it. I'm telling y'all.
So do you agree with the saying hurt people hurt people?
Hell yeah.
Do you feel like you hurting some of these women?
No, I can't. I'm only hurting you if you didn't know.
That's true.
You don't know. If you go into it blindly, then I'm hurting you. I'm lying to you. If I told you straight, I gave you the option. I told you this is what it was. You want to come play this game? Come on.
I can't defend that.
I'm just telling you.
You're right. No, I digress. You're right.
I told you want to play this game with me? Come on. You're invited.
You're invited.
And this is a point where I tell women, like, look, I can't do nothing for you. Why don't you go find somebody who's good? No, I don't want that. Because women like the guy who, I give them freedom. Do what you want. They're like, why don't he want to? They trying to figure it out.
Do you think you get an ego boost in some type of way from that, though? In like a weird way?
I mean, low key, but it's like, it's not even that. Sometimes be like, hey, I told you what it was. I just be like, well, another one bites the dust. I told you. I told you couldn't handle this.
I'm going to think on some questions.
It's the truth.
I
You know that's true. If I told you what it was and you still want to think of something else, that's on you. I'm not responsible.
You not. Did you want to say something? Did you want to jump in?
I have a question for you.
All right.
Okay.
we have our audio person stepping in the chat.
I've been looking at her this whole time. I've been making eye contact.
Okay. So my question to you is, you say that you're honest with these women, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by you're honest with them? Just give me an example of a conversation between you and someone that you dealt with. What does the honesty consist of?
All right, when I was in a relationship, hey, I met this girl in the club. Hey, I got a girlfriend. Like, just letting you know.
Did your girlfriend know that you was in the club?
Hell no. No, she knew I was in the club. She knew I was talking to other girls.
So you were lying to...
I was lying to my girlfriend, but I wasn't lying to the side chick.
Okay. So, in this situation, you said, I
have a girlfriend.
But you still want to play this game?
If you're comfortable with that, come on.
Okay. Now, say for instance, you guys do whatever you do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The sex was good.
Mm-hmm.
Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
What is the conversation between you and her in between the playing the games? Because a lot of times I feel like men come with relationship energy.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're not saying it, you're relaying it through your actions.
Mm-hmm.
And then you act surprised that women are expecting or at least sensing that you want to be in a relationship with them. Mm-hmm. And that is a big issue overall. You can be saying, oh, I don't want you, but your actions are,
Mm-hmm.
Relaying this information like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I really do want you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why give relationship energy if you're not really interested?
Yeah.
And a lot of women are really emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Women are emotional creatures. So if you give an emotion, that's what they're leaning on.
Yeah.
Oh, his words say one thing, but sometimes men just don't. He may not know what he wants, but when he with me, he acts a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
It feels a certain way. That's what they're playing on. That's why they chase after you. That's why they act crazy. Because they feel in their head your actions is giving relationship energy.
You know what I hate though? And you made a great point. Yeah. I'm gonna say that before I say what I say. You made a great point. And the reason why I didn't dive into this is because one thing I do hate is when, okay, you're in a friends with benefit situation. Why does the guy got to treat you like shit in order for you to understand that it's just a friendship? It's just a friend with benefits
That's the
type
problem.
of thing. So I think that's why I didn't dig it. But I absolutely get what you're saying.
See, that's another reason why I really don't like the friends with benefits whole situation overall.
Yeah.
Because it does confuse people. You never really know where somebody's feelings or emotions, whereas you may be still stuck in I'm friends with you mode. Whatever happened in the split of a second, she in relationship mode. Because now her feelings is switched in between the whatever it is, the sex, whatever. Say you just hit it right one night and boom, automatically she in love. Like where she thinking, oh, there's potential.
So I guess there's the constant conversation. Just would you agree? Maybe there's the constant conversations that, hey, this is just
it
a friend
needs to be had, and I feel like just overall people overall just full of hope. Like that's just what it is. Like we all know that we all hope for better. So if they're in this situation where they really like you, the sex is good, whatever the case may be, your conversation is good, even though you're telling her it may not go anywhere, we're just playing games, I'm good where I'm at, she hopeful.
Right.
She's looking at potential here.
Right.
And her energy is relationship energy. You may not feel, oh, the sex is different, but to her it does.
Right.
And there's a lot of men that go through that too. So it's not just a woman thing.
Yeah.
People just get hopeful. So you gotta be
But
careful not to play with people's emotions.
I get that, but then we gotta look back at a person who can call somebody 55 times in 2 minutes. What
People
type
be
of
crazy.
stuff?
No, I can't defend
Because I know that there's. Because
I'm not defending that at all.
But I'd absolutely get what you're saying. But my thought always goes back to, because a man will treat women like shit for the very point of why I don't want to confuse her. And it's like, damn, well, why you got to treat the woman like shit when you want to just... I think that's where I'm just kind of like...
I don't feel like you have to. I think just being raw and real
and having constant conversations.
When you see that her shit has changed, when you see she starts treating you different, like y'all in a relationship but you know you're not, cut it off. Because at that point, now if you keep it going, you're really playing with her emotions. I think a lot of women, and even men on this level, a lot of men get played like that. They get really serious. They get upset when women break up with them because their heart was in it and hers wasn't. I mean, it's a real thing out here, period.
Yeah.
People all get upset. I just feel that overall people need to just, like he said, be honest and cut it off. And you can't be, nobody's responsible for other people's crazy. If you told her, it is what it is, we're done, whatever, and she threw her credit card in your car, I wouldn't even return that motherfucker. Honestly, you're not responsible for anybody's crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Nobody's responsible. Another thing people need to learn to do, and I'm going to shut up after this, is just fucking, you can't tell somebody... You can't have somebody else be responsible for your crazy. If somebody tells you we're done, then you have to deal with your own emotions.
Yeah.
And people think because this person hurt me, it's their responsibility to deal with my hurt. And that's not logical thinking. And you end up hurting yourself even more. Because then you're trying to chase after somebody and let them feel your pain. But that person has already moved the hell on with their life. I had to learn that myself. You're not going to make this person feel anything more than they already do. You just hurting yourself trying to show them how hurt you are. Right. Sometimes you got to nip it in the bud, compartmentalize, meditate, whatever you got to do to fix yourself. But remove yourself from that situation because obviously it's a situation that person already lived. They're doing their thing and you still over here, living in the past and living in your emotional state and causing yourself more pain and more trouble than it's worth. And that's just okay. But yeah, I thank you for answering my question. That was crazy.
Yo, that was Simone. She has her own podcast called Intentionally Aware. I will have that link in the show notes for y'all to check it out. So, we're going to go on back to Nikki.
Okay.
Hey, girl.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. So, I would love to hear your funny, crazy, or lesson learned dating story here in Atlanta.
Okay, I guess it's a combination of all.
Okay, so those are usually the best ones.
Yeah, so I went on a date with this guy. First date, we was at this chill lounge spot where we was going to go get some food. And then, they play music in the background, just like a typical thing here in Atlanta. And, his vibe was off. So I was like, I'm going to just sip this water and just wait until, like, he gets his stuff together because this is our first date. But then, like, 30 minutes into the date, we're, like, ordering our food and his vibe is still off. So I'm like, hey, you good? Because he's on his phone. And so I'm like, yo, you good? And he's like, yeah, 1 second. And I was just like, what? So then, like, 5 minutes after I asked, like, what's up? He's like, so, like, yeah, like, you see that girl over there? And he's, like, pointing his head like this. I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, that's my partner's girlfriend. And you see how she's with another guy. So, like, that just messed up my whole mood. And so, like, I was like, okay. So then he starts, like, crying. So I'm like,
wait, what?
Crying on the date. I'm like, yo, wait, are you getting cheated on right now? And he's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, so this is your partner getting cheated on. He's like, yeah, but, like, that's my homeboy. Like, I feel bad for him. Like, I can't believe this. I was like, when the waitress came, I was like, can we get this food to go, please? Like, just, So that was, like, funny, worst, and lesson learned dating experience all in one.
So when you were talking to him, like, where'd you meet him? Off an app?
So, yeah, I met him off of Hinge, actually. And, yeah, so you know how that is. But I thought since it's not Tinder, you get better people.
That's what they say, Hinge and Match and a couple other ones. Coffee Meets Bagels are, like, the top ones.
Yeah.
But everybody is crazy on all the apps. But,
yeah, I see that.
Yeah. But were there any red flags, or how long did you guys actually talk before you guys entered into just going on?
Yeah, there were no red flags. We FaceTimed quite a few times leading up to that date. We would text every day. So I'm like, okay, like, yeah, this seems reasonable. And, like, the reason is, like, he didn't even tell me what was going on until, like, we started walking towards our car. He was like, yeah, the reason why, like, I reacted the way I did was because that was my homeboy's girl. And, you know, how she was dancing all up on that guy. Like, that just made me, like, want to tear up a little bit. Because, like, you know, girls these days, you can't trust them. So I'm just like, you're on a whole date with me, first date, and you're, like, already acting like this. And so that was a real turn off. Do you think
there's a possibility he probably was sleeping with her too?
It could have been. Like,
that's
the
wild.
way he cried is like that was his girl. Like, low key, the way he cried, it was like, he didn't bawl, but it was like, he definitely was like, because he was a light-skinned man, so his face was red, and you could see the tears. So I was like, bruh, what's going on here?
That's very, very weird. So when you guys were talking, he didn't give any red flags, like he maybe was too obsessed with his homeboys, or
no. When we were talking, he was just like, yeah, I want to take you out, like, let me know when you're available, this and that. There were no red flags, but that whole date was a big red flag.
Big red flag. So it sounds like that was the last of the dates.
Oh yeah, first and last.
I don't know, did you guys talk often? Like, I know some people usually wait a week. I know back in the day when I was there, I would meet the person the same day.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't the same day. It was about a week and a half. We was on FaceTime texting, and then, like, we set up a date. So
got you. Mm-hmm. What things do you look for now versus back then?
What do I look for now?
Yeah, like when you're on the apps or when you're trying to get to know somebody. Like, would you say that your conversations were anything of substance back then to get to know them? So
this was a while ago, this date, so I'm not even on Hinge or Tinder no more, just because I don't have the energy to go through the whole talking phase. What's your favorite color? Oh, it's pink. What's yours? Blue? Okay, I don't care. So I don't really care to go through that anymore. It's just like, you know, if I meet you, I meet you. If I don't, well, you know, it'll happen.
What type of questions do you think you'd ask now versus when you think of back then? Like, you named very generic type questions. Do you think you would ask different type of questions now?
I think I would. The type of questions I ask is, what are your career plans? What is your 5-year goal? Yeah. What would you do differently now that you wish you would have known back then? Or the type of questions is like, are you looking for marriage? Are you looking to settle down? Are you looking just for a fling? Like, these type of questions I didn't ask back when I was, you know, going on these dates. I would ask now.
Got you. And I know you said that, you know, friends come to you for relationship advice and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where do you think that came from for you? Was it from your own experiences or?
Definitely from my own experiences, yeah. And just off of friends that I've had in college acting a fool. And they would come to me because I was mostly single in college. And, you know, my friends were in relationships. So they'll be like, yo, so you're single. So let me ask, like, Like, I have crazy friend experience if you would love. If you want to hear them, I got one really crazy one.
Oh, well, tell me about it.
Okay, so I have this one friend back in college. He was on the football team, and he was in a relationship with this girl. And he actually met the girl off of, what's it called? It's a church, the FCA. FCA, Fellowship Christian for Athletes. That's a thing in college.
Okay.
So like, they met there. It's basically like Bible study for athletes.
Gotcha.
So they met there, good girl, he was thinking. They dated for a couple years, no red flags, nothing wrong. Then once they started to move in with each other, things started to turn left. So she started acting crazy. She was like, so why are you not back at this time? Where you been at? This and that. So he's like, yo, I'm out. I don't want nothing to do with this relationship anymore. So when he decided to be like, okay, I'm going to break this off, she's like, then she started saying stuff like, oh, like, I'm going to cut myself. I'm going to unalive myself.
Wow.
All of this to try to manipulate him to stay. But in the end, like, she was just capping. She just... it's one of those mentality states, like, if I can't have you, no one else can. And, like, he stayed thinking, like, wow, this girl's for real, so let me stay so she doesn't hurt herself.
Wow.
So, like, the whole, like, toxic cycle, she never actually hurt herself. It was just a ploy to get him to stay. And, like, he didn't realize that after, like, 2 years after it happened. And he finally walked away.
Wow.
So,
how long did he stay in that relationship?
5 years. 5 years. And then, like, at year 3 is when they moved in with each other, because he was a 5th year senior. So 3 years into the relationship, they decided to move in with each other. And that's when she, like, started to act crazy. And then, like...
So there was no red flags that she was a little off before?
Nothing that he told me that was, like, nothing crazy. You know how girls are, like, who is this calling you? Like, nothing like that. But, like, it was just like, oh, who's calling? And then, like, it was cool. But, like, the red flags didn't really start to happen until he was just like, yeah, like, I'm out.
So you don't think it's a red flag when a girl is constantly asking a guy who's calling them and they're always in the guy's phone?
Well, if you're in a relationship with a guy, I feel like she has a little bit of right to be like, okay, who is this? Like... what are you doing? Like, not maybe necessarily, like, get back at a certain time. Hey, your curfew is 8 p.m. Like, that's crazy. But, like, if she sees Samantha is calling you at 1 a.m., why is Samantha calling you at 1 a.m.? That's not your mom. I'm pretty sure that's not your sister, especially if she knows who your sister is.
Yeah.
So it's like, who's calling you at that time?
Got you.
Yeah.
Just wonder if with that woman, was she the type that was always looking through his phone and seeing certain stuff, or...
Definitely, because I was his friend, so she thought I had dealings with him.
So that sounds like she was showing signs that she was a little...
crazy for sure.
For sure, before
crazy
they even
for
moved
sure.
in, and he just was kind of ignoring.
I mean, yeah, a lot of guys ignore it. Not just guys, but women ignore red flags.
Yeah.
I've made TikTok videos about how, like, when you really like someone, you're going to ignore the red flags. And he definitely did. And I tried to advise him as much as I could. Men don't listen. Women don't either. So I tried to advise him. So, like I said, she also thought, like, me and him had dealings, which was not the case. It's just I have a lot of guy friends back in college. So she was just, I guess the jealous, crazy type. But
it seemed like men like that, though.
I think so.
The jealous?
Jealous crazy,
type.
Yes.
Like, it's just like it stimulates you in some type of way. Like,
I think so.
Because, I mean, the women who's not jealous crazy, they kind of nonchalant. Mm-hmm. They not...
Right.
They
boring.
But boring. They don't bother you like that.
I think so.
Kind of same with women who like the tatted up guys.
Right, the bad guys.
I think it's the same.
I think older men don't like that.
Yeah, as they get older, they finally think,
maybe,
I'm good on the crazy girl.
Maybe, yeah.
But the younger men probably like, I like that.
Excitement.
Where you feeling now?
I don't like no crazy ass girl.
Did you used to?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I do sometimes.
It's spice shit up.
They do though.
Oh,
the sex be bomb after the argument.
Oh my God.
It do though.
At least he's honest.
At least he's honest, guys.
Right. At least he's honest.
For you, what would you say is the hardest lesson you had to learn?
The hardest lesson I had to learn was men will be quick to leave you, so don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Well, you go into detail what all your eggs in one basket mean, because that can mean different things, different people.
Yeah.
Like when I heard it, I had to learn that same lesson, but it probably looks different for me.
Yeah.
For you.
Okay. What I mean by that is be there for a guy if you're really there for him, but there is a day that he might switch up on you, and you got to be ready for that. You got to be ready for him to say, hey, I found another girl. You're not it no more.
I had to learn that lesson myself because I was the type of girlfriend who I didn't even pay attention to my needs. I didn't know what my needs were. So for me, I was everything the guy needed, wanted. I was that girl. Mm-hmm. And then they switch up and they leave.
Exactly.
And I had to figure out, okay, how do I also get my needs met while also supporting him? That's something I had to learn.
Exactly.
As far as not putting my eggs in one basket. Mm-hmm. And I know for some women, that could mean dating multiple men and not giving so much until the right one steps up.
Yeah.
So it just depends. So I was wondering for you. So I'm gonna ask you guys these questions.
Okay.
My first one I'm gonna ask the same question and y'all just answer. So what would you say is your most toxic trait?
My most toxic trait?
Yes.
Wow. I got a lot.
Yeah, he's honest.
I like to block people. Does that count?
Yeah, but why do you block people?
I don't know why. I'd be like, oh, you want to play block? I don't even hesitate. I'm so serious. I'm quick with the block.
He's not wrong.
So you don't try to reconcile none of that? No, you don't even want to know what the...
Nope, I don't talk. I don't got time. Block.
You think that's toxic too in its own way?
Hell yeah. But I'm still going to block you.
What about you, Nikki?
Okay. My most toxic trait, I guess, is I will blow your phone up. I will.
Where does that come from? Where do you think that came from?
Where the blowing up the phone comes from?
Yeah.
I guess dealing with nonchalant man, like he was explaining, and like them not listening when I'm trying to like talk to them in the moment, because I'm not the type to talk about it later. I like to talk about it now. 2 days from now, I don't want to talk about it.
So that's your toxic. Is that still your toxic trait?
It is.
What are you doing to work on soothing yourself while you're actually waiting on the person to be ready? Because some people just don't operate in that way, like you just explained. So what ways are you working on yourself to soothe yourself in that time in between?
Some days I try to look at it like, okay, like I get it. Some people don't want to talk about it in the moment. So I try to like preoccupy my mind. Okay, let's go play Warzone. Let's go listen to music. Let's go, walk a dog or somebody's dog. I don't know. I try to occupy my mind so I'm not focused on will they call me back? Why are they not answering the phone? I try to preoccupy my mind, but I'm still working on it.
When you think deeper, where do you think that comes from?
What
you wanted, like you needing that constant reassurance in some type of way when you're not in a good space with somebody?
Yeah, because I'm the type, I need a reassurance. I need to know, like, are we good or are we not? Do we need to cut this off now? I like to know immediate responses. I don't know where that came from. I'm just the type that if we talk about it 2 days later, I don't want to talk about it now. Like, I want to talk about it when it happened. Because 2 days later, it's like, I forgot what happened. Like, so I want to talk about it when it's fresh, when the stuff happened, when everything is out in the open. But I know not everybody's like that.
Yeah, sometimes people need to separate themselves. Depending on the situation. If they're angry, they don't want to say the wrong thing.
Yeah, exactly. I know that's not healthy. So that's my most toxic trait. I will call your phone until you answer.
Okay, what do you need to improve? And I know you're not interested in being in a relationship right now. But if you were to think, what do you need to improve or learn to stop doing to be successful in a relationship?
Stop cheating. I'm being real.
Stop cheating.
Like, I have yet to meet a woman that's gonna stop me from looking at another woman.
I feel like it shouldn't be a problem because we're human, right? So it's not looking at another woman, but the impulses of acting on a certain energy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and sometimes you could feel like you're attracted to this person, but sometimes it don't even have to be sexual. Like, it could be energy in regards to, okay, she might be attractive and smart. You might like the fact she's smart, but do you have to sleep with her?
I don't know. Like, I saw that advice from older men, and I'm like, when does it stop? Like, me looking at it, like, it don't stop.
It don't. You're a human being, just like even the woman who sit there and is upset with you about looking at another woman. I'm sure she see a nice man, she gonna look at that man. We're human.
Right, yeah. That's probably something I gotta change. Like, acting on the
impulse.
The impulse of, like, gotta get that. Just let it slide. That's very hard to do.
That's very hard to do?
Hell yeah.
So, but right now you're not working on that?
Hell no.
Okay. What about you, Nikki? When you think about yourself, What do you feel you would probably need to stop doing to be successful in a relationship or something from the past?
Yeah, I have trust issues, so I always think a man is cheating. So I need to. I mean, of course, there are men who are, and then there are men who are not cheating. But I always think almost every man is cheating. So I just assume there's always another girl. So I know that's not a healthy thing to deal with. So I have to work on that.
Have you started yet or no? Because you focused on other. I know you said you're not dating right now. But are you working on those things?
Yeah, because I'm not dating, I am trying to work on that, and I'm just focused on my career and just getting my mind in a healthy point where if I was to be or date someone, that I'm not focused on what they're doing so much. I'm focused on my thing.
So, for you, would you say that you're attracted to the same type of guys you were attracted to when you were like dating?
Unfortunately.
Versus now, you still are.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay. You gonna get there, I promise you.
Yeah, I hope so.
You gonna get there.
I hope so.
Okay. Who trust have you broken and how have you healed since then?
Whose trust have I broken?
And how have you healed?
Everybody.
How have you?
Let
me ask you: have you healed? Because you still breaking trust. So have you?
I guess not. I think I've healed from lying.
Okay.
That's my healing. I'm not lying
You're
anymore.
not lying.
I'm living my truth.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of polyamorous?
Yeah, that's somebody recommended that to me. I'm being real.
I bet they have.
Yeah, they're like, you should do poly. It's
Right.
just not. I'm like, all right, I'll try. But
Because
it's hard to find women who want to do that.
No, there's a lot of women who are.
You think so?
Space.
Is there an app?
There's apps. There's Facebook. If you're on Facebook, there's groups.
There is?
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, put me on Fali.
I will.
Oh my God.
I will. And okay, I'm sorry. Okay, Nikki, who trust have you broken and how have you healed since then? And we got to think deeper than, I'm just this great person, so I didn't break anybody's trust. Even as a great person, you can break somebody's trust. They probably trusted you to do something, be something, and you chose yourself, whatever the case may be.
I've probably broken, I can't name one, but I know I've probably broken a lot of friendships trust because they probably came to me for advice. I can think of instances where a friend has called on me and I wasn't always readily available. Mm-hmm. So they're probably thinking, God, this girl doesn't have time for me. I'm going through something. So I guess because I have lost a lot of friends throughout the years. The same.
And how have you healed from that?
Well, I looked at myself and been like, what could I have done differently? And I try to manage that because one friend even gave me an ultimatum, like, if you continue to talk to this guy because I know he's not shit, that we can't be friends no more. And I still, knowing that, I still continued to talk to the guy.
Is she really?
Is that a friend or am I in the wrong? Like,
no, I don't think she's a friend.
That's what I was like, gosh, why you give me this ultimatum?
No, friends don't give ultimatums.
I was like, goodness. Yeah, so,
not like
and I'm going to be honest, I don't have a lot of girlfriends. I have one girlfriend from middle school that I have still communicate. We talk every day. I don't have a lot of girlfriends because I'm not trying to like shit on women, but a lot of women nowadays like give bad advice to their friends. That one friend was a girl. If you still talk to this guy, me and you can't be friends. I'm like, what type of ultimatum is this?
It just sounds like a very controlling
spirit.
Yeah,
like, come on.
Yeah, you know
so I was like, well, I still talk to the guy and me and her don't talk no more. So
well, that's a different circumstance. Well, how did you heal from that?
Well, that made me realize like how I healed was I have a small circle now. And like I said, my small circle is my one friend from middle school, and I have mostly guy friends now.
Do you think you healed, or do you think you just guarded yourself more?
I guess I guarded myself more because I've realized my one friend from middle school, no matter what guy I talk to, the decisions I've done, she doesn't judge me. She never gave me an ultimatum of it. She knows the guys I talk to. She doesn't say, God, he ain't shit. Don't talk to him. If you still talk to him, I'm not going to be your friend. She tells me her realest opinions like, hey, I know he's not shit, but if you want to still talk to him, just go at it carefully. She gives me a real answer. She don't give me an ultimatum. So I feel like I healed by just like knowing the difference between who's my real friend and who's like just going at it halfway.
Let me ask you this, because I know I had not a friend. Well, I had a friend of a friend who cut a friend off similar to that.
Okay.
And I think it was because she was tired of that friend constantly coming to her.
Probably.
About the person.
Maybe.
And she would give her advice and the girl just never would take the advice and then come back. Do you feel that you were that person or no?
Yeah, that's fair. I probably was that person. The same like type of, I would complain, I guess you could say, to that girl. I would also complain to the same girl from middle school, but her response was more mature. And I've stopped but before she even gave me the ultimatum, I stopped even like telling her this
certain things
because I realized like I'm just complaining to them. But as a friend, like you listen to your friends and like that you vent to them.
It depends,
right?
It depends.
You just gotta know who you vent to.
I think you gotta know who to vent to, and I
Okay.
think people don't. I think it's okay to put friends in categories. I'm gonna say that too, right?
Okay.
Like what you might vent to with one friend, you probably don't go to the other friend.
Okay.
It's okay to box friends in different categories,
That makes
and
sense.
that's okay. And to me, it sounds like that friend just shouldn't have been your venting friend. But same breath, same token though.
Yeah.
I think even the strongest listeners do get tired of somebody who's constantly complaining. They're either giving advice and then it's not being taken and then you come back in. So
it's to a point where even my friend from middle school, I stopped like even telling her about like some of the guys, especially the assholes. She's like, so what's been going on with this guy? I'm like, you want to hear this? She's like, yeah, I don't mind. I love listening to this. I was like, I thought you was tired of this. So like, I feel like a real friend.
It depends. Like I said, it depends on a friend,
Okay.
right? Some friends don't have the capacity to serve
Maybe.
in other ways, and you as a person have to respect that. You know what I'm saying? And if that person doesn't serve any parts of your life at all, then maybe y'all just didn't need to be friends, and it was a blessing that she moved herself out of the way if she was feeling some underlying resentment.
I think so.
So
I agree.
I think that it worked out.
It did. It did.
Okay, let me ask y'all this. Okay, while in a relationship or dating someone, what is a good reason not to give up?
If y'all got kids.
Man, fuck that.
I'm just being real.
Why? Okay, go ahead. You go ahead.
I'm just telling you, like, if you got kids, you try to work it out.
Definitely try to work it out.
Yeah.
What if it's a situation where it's physical abuse, either man
Oh, yeah,
woman?
get up out of there. I didn't know it was that deep. But if it's physical abuse, get up out there. But if it's not, but you're just sick of that person, you got to stick it out for the kids. I'm just being real. No, I'm not talking about abuse.
I ain't talking about abuse, because sometimes people do outgrow each other for real.
And that's my point.
Do you remain but if it's to the point where you're unhappy and you're living in a household with these kids and they feel that energy, that's not good for the kids.
I understand. You shouldn't have had kids then. This is the reality of marriage. Y'all don't know. Hello, I'm trying to show y'all. People outgrow each other. That's the real. This is why I don't want to invest into the whole American dream of the marriage with the kids, because people outgrow each other.
People outgrow each other, but then there's also people who they outgrow the way that they were, and then they're able to communicate and grow again and grow in different ways together. So there is that too.
I don't know. I think people just cut bait and run nowadays.
They do,
and it's not okay.
No,
they do.
I feel like we were just having this conversation actually, and we were talking about it's like we're all on the fucking ship, and some people see a storm coming, and before the storm even hits, the motherfuckers jump out the ship thinking it's gonna fucking wreck or something.
Yeah.
Now you swimming in the oceans with sharks and shit.
In 2020,
it's a good analogy.
Like, try. Right.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
In 2023, people are running now.
People are just running
Definitely.
from stuff they've never even experienced, but they're so afraid of the experience that they're not even trying. Like that's a sad way to live.
it is, man. It's very sad. You gotta stop running out here, man.
Yeah, if you got kids, you gotta stay.
So don't get her started.
I'm just telling you.
Well, Nikki, what is a good reason not to give up? If you dating somebody and something might come up, what would you say would be that reason for you why you don't give up?
Why you don't give up? If you really love them, if you really see a future with them, like you really see yourself 80 years old, sitting in a rocking chair with them, then yeah, don't give up. If you don't see that dream, he's shaking his head, but maybe I'm just a old soul, but if you don't see that, then just, give up. But
I love that answer. Okay, my last question for both of you. What is the craziest thing you have ever done for the sake of love?
For the sake of love?
For the sake of love.
I cried over a girl.
That's the craziest thing you've ever
That's
done?
so embarrassing.
That's not embarrassing. That's the craziest thing you've ever done? I got some stories. So
I never done nothing too wild. Like, I think, I cried over a girl.
Why is that embarrassing?
It's just a manly thing. I don't do the crying shit.
You don't do the crying
No,
shit.
I don't do that shit.
But this girl hurt you.
She hurt. I was hurt. I was so hurt.
How did you heal from that?
I just took advice. Like I said, my pops told me, guard your heart. And ever since then, bro, I was on demon time.
I see, because so that's why I say, do you think you healed or do you think you just guarding your heart?
Yeah, I'm well guarded. Because I know, like I said, in 2023, that's the problem. People still dating like we're in 1998. It's a whole different ball game out here now. Social media done changed the game. Nobody want to admit it.
No, there's a lot of people admitting that.
It's different.
Definitely agree. Yeah.
It is different now. It's not. You're looking. People talking about it's a gender war, right? Mm-hmm. Ain't no gender war. It's a war if you want tradition. If you're looking for traditional marriage, the nuclear household, you're at war. If you're looking to have fun, you want to travel, there's no war. You can have that.
So you basically just gave up.
I pack it up. I've been packed it up because I know what time it is already. People still living in the Disneyland, the Disney Channel. They live in the Proud Family.
But there's still women who still live in that space. Do you just not want those women?
No, you're welcome. But they have standards too.
Why you don't want to meet those standards?
Because they're up the roof. Like what? 500,000 a year? Where you gonna get that?
No, that's the type of woman you like. We gonna get into that another day.
No, I'm just telling y'all.
It's the type of woman you like.
It's over with.
It's the type of woman you like. I promise you on that
I think it's over with. I think the dating game, if you're looking for tradition, you're done.
It's the type of women that you like.
I'm
that
just saying.
too, which is cool. But some accountability is definitely the type of woman that you like. Because a lot of women out here she just gave a great example of what she looking for, what she see. Which sounds very Disney Channel-ish.
By 2030, y'all gonna see what's up.
But
watch. Marriage not even gonna be around no more. I promise you.
It's still gonna be around, but
nobody gonna do it.
I can't argue with you there. But I can't argue with you on the fact of the type of women that you like, on why you talking about this.
I'll probably pick the wrong women all the time. But the outcome's always gonna work in my favor because I don't invest.
Yeah, because you don't invest, but why you don't invest, it sounds like it comes from a hurt place.
Hell yeah. I learned my lesson. It's like you touch the fire, you get burned.
You gonna come back on my podcast?
I'm just telling y'all.
We gonna talk.
Bring him back, please.
Yes. Nikki. What is the craziest thing you've ever done for love?
Boy, almost fight a girl for a man.
Oh my God, what happened?
Man, so I was with the guy. We was having a good night, and basically we had one too many drinks, and he called the girl to, hey, come pick me up. And I was like, don't call her, please. Please don't call her. It's going to be some shit. And he's like, I'm going to call her to come pick me up. And I was like, all right. So he calls her. She pulls up in her rinky-dinky car, hoopty. I was like, this her? All right, bet. So she comes up, oh, what you think you doing? Let him go. I'm like, I'm not even touching this man.
Was this your friend or was this a guy you was fooling with?
A guy I was fooling with.
Got you. So did you know that he was with this girl?
So that's a girl he used to talk to, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
So y'all weren't together?
No, we weren't together. We were just fooling around.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get that piece.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, how the hell did this come? Okay.
Yeah. So it was a girl he was fooling around. He's like, yo, like, and so I knew he was drunk, but he's like, I'm finna call this girl. I was like, if you call this girl, please, I told him, please don't call this girl, because it's gonna be some shit. So he's like, I'm calling her. And so he calls her. She pulls up, her hoopty, fucking wheels almost off the damn car. I was like, damn, what year is this car? But I said, okay. So she comes out the car and she's like, what you doing with him, this and that? And I was like, look, don't come at me like this. Don't come at me. And then so I have my hand like this. And she's like, where the mic is, I have my hand like this. She's like, if you touch me one good time, I'm going to call the cops on you. I was like, you see my hand? I ain't touching you. But luckily, she was like, she told the guy, she's like, get in my car. And then they leave. And then that was that. But if she would have put her hands on me, we was going to have some. We was going to start some shit.
So would you say this was the craziest thing you ever did for love because you had deep feelings for this guy, knowing that he was still talking to people he had no business dealing with?
Yes, because if she would have put her hands on me, it would have started a war. And I don't condone fighting over a man, but at that point I wasn't fighting over a man. I was fighting for my life because this girl came at me like she was going to do something. So I wasn't really fighting for, I guess you could say, yeah, I was fighting for love, but really I was just fighting for my life at that point because no girl going to pull up in a hoopty with the wheels looking like that trying to fight me. I'm sorry. That's it.
So, what did you learn from that experience dealing with that guy?
What I learned is don't talk to that guy no more. That's what I learned. That's exactly what I learned. All right, he's cut. He's done.
He was cut right after that?
I was like, he can have the girl with the hoopty.
Oh, that's wild. That is wild. Okay. Y'all tell the audience where they can find y'all. JStanza, you start first.
IG JStanza _, TikTok Weatherman _J, YouTube JStanza, music, content, all that.
Nikki, where can the audience find you?
I'm mostly on TikTok, Nikki NIKKI TV _2.0, and then IG Nikki McDonald _25.
Bet I'm gonna have all of those links in the show notes. I want to thank both of y'all for coming.
Thanks for having us, for real. This is great.
Yes, and until next time.